another episode of
Make It Memorable. So yes, we're back again with the next part of our virtual dinner party segment. So last episode we talked about how to create a theme and actually decide what kind of virtual dinner party you wanted to do. So next we're going to go into the actual creation portion of it. So this is going to talk about how to send out invitations, how to really create that atmosphere for the dinner party that you're trying to throw.
Oh my gosh, this is probably my most favorite part next to the party part, right? And so in this time, the first thing that you want to do is you want to go ahead and you want to create your invitations. And so there's so many creative ways that you can do your invitations nowadays to make it really fun. So you can be formal and you can mail something out, but we really recommend with a virtual event doing a virtual invitation. So Brianna, we've been talking about planning our Friends, Fuzzies, and Fireplaces Friendsgiving virtual dinner party. So with that, I know that you looked into what some great options were for invitations. So what did you decide for your event?
Yeah, so one of my favorite virtual invitation softwares to use is called Evite. And again, we'll link all the tools that you need in the description bar so you have all of that for your virtual event. But it's a great website that you can go on, create custom invites that match the theme of your dinner party. You can send it out via email, reminders via text message, and it's really just a great tool, especially in the climate of doing virtual events. This is a great tool for sending out invitations.
Yes, and you'll still be able to have all the creativity that you would typically have in your traditional invitations, which is really, really good. And once you've designed and created an incredible and memorable, it's got to be memorable, remember, a memorable invitation, the next thing you want to do is you want to create your party flow. And so how is your party going to actually flow? So sometimes you have a dinner event and it's really tightly scheduled, right? Then depending on your vibe, it might be a little bit loose and kind of open to see where the night goes. But you want to think about what type of components do you want in your party? How do you want it to flow from beginning to end? So I know some of the things that we talked about off camera was we talked about with the whole Friends, Fuzzies, and Fireplaces was really being able to utilize the whole backdrop of a fireplace to make it feel really good. So one of the things that Brianna found was a fireplace YouTube video with like the crackling sounds and things like that and the background music that can play as people are joining the Zoom getting started. So you want to kind of think about, maybe the first 15 minutes you have background music coming on, people are coming in, you have something that's flowing and playing. You can incorporate some games in there, whether they're icebreakers or fun things like that, that go throughout of it, and then you can have some conversations. And in part of that conversation is having a signature bonding event.
Yes, definitely, Daniela. And like you said, this is just so great because this is where the creativity comes in. You can really take even though it's a virtual event, we are not in person seeing all of our family and friends, you can still really put together a great event that flows and feels like you're actually together with the people that you love.
Yeah, so like how the Fuzzies is a part, right? So like the fireplace, being able to have the fireplace background, the Fuzzies are a part. Like you could really do something like everybody bring your, favorite fuzzy sweater or fuzzy wrap, and then you could have a favorite Fuzzies contest and vote on who has the most favorite, who had the best one that they brought. You could do the same thing with the sweater contest, and then everyone can vote using the poll feature in Zoom, which Zoom was your preferred for this particular event, which is also great. Also, you want to have a signature bonding event. And so what do we mean by that? Typically when you have an event in person, there's some type of signature beverage or a signature appetizer or something like that kind of ties the theme together. So we were playing around and we've got our cups and they are filled with a hot apple cider that's topped with the whipped cream, and it is
delicious.
It is so warm and just great. And so typically, if you were in person, right, this is an event that you would this is something that you would make for them. But when you're doing it virtual, you can be creative. Mm-hmm. So you can take the recipe that we made this with, and you can actually send it out prior and ask everybody to make that recipe before the event, right?
Right. It's a great way for you to feel connected without actually being there.
Yeah, because it's like everybody's drinking the same thing. Or, you could actually make it or find your favorite, drink or your favorite appetizer appetizer and have it actually mailed to everybody to receive before. So it just depends on what your budget is, your time is, and things like that. But if you're balling on a budget and you're having this dinner party on a budget, I think sending the recipe is like an easy way that you can send it ahead and people can have it. So
definitely.
Always a fun thing. So yeah, so this is the place where you're doing those creative things. The last thing is party favors, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody loves a good party favor. And just because you're doing a virtual dinner party doesn't mean you shouldn't have a party favor.
Yeah, and this is a great opportunity, whether your guests are near or far, to really come up with something that's personalized and something that your guests can remember the event from. It can be something as simple as a photo frame with a picture in it describing the event, thank you card after the event to really show your guests that you appreciate them being there.
Yes, always want to give them something that they can remember forever. And, video is also a good option, right? So you can also, your party favor can actually be some type of cool thank you video or some type of fun video that you provide for them. Or you could even do, you guys ready for this? You could do a virtual photo booth, which would be so much fun, right? And so you can create some different types of backgrounds and send those backgrounds to your friends so that they can change their backgrounds out. And you can actually take a clip and, take a screenshot of the people with their backgrounds for their virtual photo booth. And then you can send them a copy of their photo with their background, which is so much fun, right?
Yeah, definitely. And again, it just really makes you feel together, and with everything going on right now, that's what we really need, is to feel together no matter where we are. So.
Yeah, I love that. So we talked about what we're going to do at this event that we're planning in our heads for you guys is we're going to do a fireplace background, and that's something that you can make in a fireplace background that'll have like the date and the time. This is something that you can actually design in Canva for free. They have plenty of virtual backgrounds that you can customize and then send it out to your guests a day or two before the actual event, and then give them the steps on how they can actually put their virtual background behind them. So everybody kind of have matching backgrounds, and it seems like everybody's in the same place at once, which is cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm excited to see more about what's coming up next for our events. So
on our next edition, we're going to talk about the next quadrant of planning your virtual event, which is communication. So we want to make sure that we're communicating with our guests. We're building excitement. That's coming up next. Stay tuned.